Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel USA Immigration and Visa. In today's video, we will walk you through the DS-160 form filling process in 2025. It is a step-by-step process so you can confidently complete it and get one step closer to your US visa. Make sure to watch till the end and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more helpful immigration content. So let's start with our today's video of DS-160 form filling. Step 1 is accessing the DS-160 form. So what we will do, we will come on Google and type here DS-160 form. The first link will come of Counselor Electronic Application Center website. Click on the official Counselor Electronic Application Center website, that is www.ceac.state.gov. You have two options here on this page. First one is start an application for filling new application. Second one is retrieve an application to retrieve an old application and make some changes to the application. Today we are filling new DS-160 application. So we will click on this link, but as you can see we can't click it right now. So for that, what we have to do is we have to first select the location of the embassy or the consulate where you are going to apply for your US visa. I will type here as India, and I'm going to show you in New Delhi. What is the process? It's the same process everywhere, just I have selected the location as New Delhi. Now we have to fill the captcha. We will fill this. It is N9X6W. Now you can see this thing is not anymore gray, so we can select on start an application. On the next page, here you can see IT information policy notice. So what you have to do is you have to click on I agree. The page will reload. Now the second step is application ID and security. So here we will come on application information. You will see your application ID here. This is your application ID. Write down this or application ID or take a screenshot of this page, so you will have a application ID. You will need it in case if you want to return to the form later. Next, choose your security question. You have to choose one of the question and give the answer from the number of questions that are here. I will just select a randomly any question and I will give the answer. I will select the continue button. Remember, on this page you have to take a screenshot or write down two things. One is application ID, another one is this answer, because whenever you are going to re-log in for DS-160 form or to retrieve an application, these two things, the application ID will also be asked and the answer to this question which will also be asked every time when you log in. So keep in mind to take a screenshot of this page or write it down somewhere safe. Now I will click on the continue button. From this page onwards, this page onwards we will start filling our DS-160 application. We have to fill all the application, all the information that is asked here. We have to fill everything. Now start entering your personal details exactly as shown on your passport. This includes your full name, date of birth and place of birth, nationality, marital status and any national identification number. If you have used other names in the past, include those too. Remember that all the information must match with your passport. Once you complete, save the page every time, otherwise your information will be lost and you have to fill the form again. Let's start the form filling. First, write your surname. I have previously filled sometimes, so I have randomly filled few of the fields, so I will just select them. So you have idea what you have to fill. You have to fill your surname here. Here you have to fill your given name. Here you have to fill your full name. In case if this does not apply to you, in some countries they have a different thing on their passport, so you always have an option of does not apply or technology not available. After that we will come on the next question. Here it asks, have you ever used other name, example maiden, religious, professional, alias, etc. If you have used any other name in your life, select yes. If you have not used any other name in your life, select no. If you select no, it goes to the next question. If you select yes here, it refreshes, the page refreshes, and here a pop-up question appears that says provide the following information. Other name used, what is the other name that you have used? And there two options are there, you have to fill them. If you have used more than two names, just click on add another and fill that detail. Now I for this today for this form filling I am not going in this, I am just clicking on no, as I have not used any other name in my life. Next question is, do you have a telecode that represents your name? Telecode here are 4-digit code numbers that represent characters in some non-Roman alphabet names. If you have never used any telecode, select on no. If you have used on some We have saved this page, so we will go on the next section of the DS-160 form. We will click on next, travel. Here we have to provide our travel information, why we are going to USA, why we want to go to USA. So what the first question it is asking is, provide the following information, purpose of trip to the US. What is your purpose of trip to the US? If you are a foreign government official, your category is A. Temporary business or pleasure visitor, B. Alien in transit, C. If you are a student, academic or language student, F. If you are a temporary worker, H category. If you are an exchange visitor, J category. If you are any of these other person or reason for your travel, you can select accordingly. Today what I am going to select is temporary business or pleasure visitor. Now it will give us a subcategory, what type of temporary. If you are just going for tourism or medical treatment, you have to select B2. If you are going for business or conference, you have to select B1. If you are going for both, then just select business or tourism temporary visitor, B1 B2. In this category both of them are covered. Have you made any specific travel plans? So specific travel plan means you have booked your flight ticket, you have booked your hotel accommodation, or any other arrangement you have made for your travel. Accordingly, you have to mention, have you made any specific travel plans. If you select no here, it will ask you your intended date of arrival in US, when you are going to arrive, like in June, July, August, September, October, November, December, this year, next year, whenever you want, you have an intended date of arrival, you have to mention that. And what is your intended length of stay in the US? You want to stay for a week, for a month, for a 6 months, 2 months, year, whatever is your intended length of stay in US, you have to mention here. You can mention it in year, months, weeks, days, less than 24 hours, in every whichever format you have your intended length of stay in US. If I have made a specific travel plan, then I will select yes. In that case, it is asking date of arrival in US. For example, I want to go in August, and I am arriving in August on maybe 10th of August 2025. Then I will select here 10th of August 2025 in DD MMM YYYY format. Arrival flight, if I have booked a flight, then maybe whichever airline it is, then I have to provide the flight number. Arrival city, if I'm arriving in New York or Washington DC or Chicago or Denver or San Francisco or Los Angeles or whichever city I'm arriving, like I have to mention that. Date of departure from US, you have must, if you are going to US, you must have a purpose of to go to US, and you have a date of departure also. Maybe after a month of arrival, a week of arrival, or whenever you have a date of arrival or a departure from US, you have that. Departure flight also, departure city similarly you have. Next, it is also asking for provide the locations you plan to visit in the US. If I'm going to US, I may have planned to visit more than one location. For example, I'm going to New York and want to visit New York, but I have other location also to visit, to Chicago, to Denver, to Florida, to Washington DC, or to Los Angeles, or any other location. In that case, what I have to do, I have to click on add another, and here another box will open. Here I can write Florida. If I want to visit more, I will just click on add another. I will write here Los Angeles. Similarly, if you have plans to visit more than one location, then you can keep on adding and selecting, like providing the location. Next, it is asking address where you will stay in the US. So you have to provide the address. It can either be friend, family, relative, uh, uh, school's address. If you are on student visa, you can provide a school address. Hotel accommodation, if you have done, you can provide the hotel accommodation as well. So you can provide the hotel address also. If any company is sponsoring you for your visit, or any organization is sponsoring you for your visit and they are providing the particular address, then you can provide that address. So accordingly, whatever is your situation, or you have done the booking, so accordingly you have to provide the address. This is the US address, so you have to provide it. Here I am selecting no, and will provide the intended date, for example 1st of September 2025, and I want to stay for 1 month. To keep the form simple, so here also it is asking for me to provide the US address, so I will just select a random address. In the S case, it is easier for me to fill the form today and show you how to fill it. This is the basic random address that I have selected filled. Next question is asking, please, person or entity paying for your trip. Who is paying for your trip? You are self-sponsoring, you other person can be your family, your friend, your relative, your spouse. So that way other person, your present employer in India or in your home country, your employer in the US, or other company organization. So whoever is sponsoring your trip to the US, you have to select person and answer this question. I will here select self. If I will select some other company like the employer in the US, they may ask me to provide the details. They are not asking. So I will just select self here. Obviously, if I was selecting other company organization, they will ask you the details of that particular organization or company who is sponsoring for your visit. If I select here other person also, then also they will ask you surname of person paying for your trip, given name of the trip, telephone number, email address. What is your relationship? Your child, parent, spouse, other relative, friend, others. Whoever is that person, you have to provide the details. So I will select self here to keep the form simple. I will click on continue application. Again click on next, travel companions. Are there any person traveling with you? You will select no, that's okay. If you have somebody, maybe your spouse, maybe your children, maybe your parents, maybe anybody else who is traveling along with you, then you have to select yes. It will ask, are you traveling as part of a group or organization? If you have, for example, your organization is sending you and some other your colleagues, then you have to select yes and provide the group name. If you just select no, you are not traveling as part of the group or organization, then enter person traveling with you. Like maybe if your spouse is traveling with you, then you have to provide that person's name. If and what is your relationship with that person? Parent, children, spouse, child, other relative, friend, other, or business associate. So here I will select no and will save this app page. Continue application. Here is the previous US travel information page. So it is asking few of the questions which are very important. Have you ever been in the US? If you have never been to US before, just click on no. If you have ever been to the US on any visa, not particularly on the visa you are applying today, if you have ever been to US in your life, just click on yes. It is asking follow-up questions like date arrive. Maybe I have gone to US in 2010, for example. On I have date arrived in US is 8th of June 2010. Then I have to mention that. How long I have stayed in the US? Maybe that time I stayed for 6 months, right? So I have to mention that. If I have been in US on more than one occasion, like in 2010, after that I went in 2012, 2015, 2018, 2020, then every time I have been to the US, then I have to mention those details every time the date I arrived in US and the length of stay in the US. Next is follow-up question is, do you or did you ever hold a US driver's license? If you've been to US like on a visitor and you don't hold any driver license, just click on no. If you hold any driver license, just click on yes. And here you have to mention driver's license number and the state of driver license. Like you have been to California, so you have a California driver license number and the state will be here California. So you have to select that and provide that. Similarly, if you hold more than one driving license, just click on add another and mention that. Fine. For this form purpose, I'm just clicking on no. Have you ever been issued a US visa? If you have never gone to US before, you don't have a US visa, so no. If you have been issued a US visa, just click on yes. Provide the details and answer the follow-up question. The question asked here, details asked is date last visa was issued. For example, I was issued a visa in 2015 and the date on which it was issued, it will be mentioned on your visa. So you can check your visa and can learn when the can see it is written there when your visa is issued. For example, my visa was issued on 12th of March 2015. Then I will mention that. Visa number is also mentioned on your visa, which is pasted on your passport, so you can check it from there and provide the visa number. Follow-up question is asking, are you applying for the same type of visa? For example, I have gone that time on a student visa, so I will say if I'm gone on same visa like the visitor visa, because today we are filling this DS-160 form for B1 B2 visa, that is a visitor or tourism visa. If for example earlier I have been to student visa, then I will select no and provide the details. Okay, we will go on next question. Are you applying in the same country or location where the visa above was issued, and is this country or location your place of principal of residence? For example, I am in Delhi and I have applied previous visa in Delhi only. Then I will select yes. If I right now in Delhi but earlier I applied my visa from Mumbai, so I will select no and will answer if they ask. I will answer them where I have applied. Have you been 10 printed? Yes or no accordingly. What is 10 printed? 10 printed means that you have provided fingerprints for all your fingers as opposed to having provided only two fingerprints. When you go for a photo or the biometric of one day before the US visa or days before the US visa interview, they take your fingerprint, so that is 10 printed. So have you been 10 printed? Yes. Has your US visa ever been lost or stolen? If it has not been stolen or lost, click on no. If it has been lost or stolen before, click on yes and provide year when it was lost or stolen. For example, my visa was stolen in 2022. Then I will answer here 2022 and explain how it was lost or how it was stolen. For this form, I will say no. Has your US visa ever been cancelled or revoked? Similarly, if you say yes, you have to explain why it was revoked. Next question is, have you ever been refused a US visa or been refused admission to the United States, or withdraw your application for admission at the port of entry? Port of entry is the airport or the seaport where you land to enter the United States. For example, if you take a flight from any of the country to New York, then New York is your port of entry. So, have you ever been refused a US visa? If you have never been refused, just select no. If you have ever refused, then you have to select yes and answer, explain them why it was refused or denied. Has anyone ever filed an immigration petition on your behalf with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services? Immigrant petition is your petition for your green card for long term stay. That is the B1, B2, or the F1 visa, or the work visa. These are all non immigrant visa. Means you have been issued a visa for a limited time and you will go to US, do your work as per your requirement, or visit the US or study in the US and go back to your country. Immigrant visa is the permanent visa. Like they are, immigrant visa is the green card. If you have been issued a green card, you can stay in US for as long as your green card is valid, or US allows you. So has anyone ever filed an immigration petition? Next is address and phone number. Here you have to provide your current home address, where you are staying in your home country. Whichever is your address, you have to provide that. For simple reason, I have just taken an address and the country. Next is mailing address. Is your mailing address same as your home address? If you select yes, then this is your mailing address as well as the home address. If you select on no, then they will ask you to provide a different mailing address. So I will select yes. Phone number. If you have more than one number, primary, secondary, work, and you can provide all of them. If you don't have, just provide the primary number, click on secondary number, does not apply. Work phone number, if you don't have, click on does not apply. Similarly, have you used any other phone number in the last 5 years? If you have used more than one number, then click on yes and provide that number. If you have used more than this number also, then click on add number, add another, and provide all the numbers that you have used in the last 5 years. For the email address, you have to provide the email address. Same question, have you used any other email address in the last 5 years? If no, then it is okay. If yes, then you have to provide the other email addresses also. If you have used more than one email address, click on add another and provide all the email IDs that you have used. Now comes the social media. Do you have a social media presence? So what you have to do, you have to select all the platforms that you use for social media. For example, you use Facebook, you use Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Reddit, or Twitter, or YouTube, or any. So you have to select that particular social media platform, and you have to provide your ID, the social media identifier. If you use more than one social media platform, just click on add another and provide the other platform also. For the purpose right now, I will just click on none. Do you wish to provide information about your presence on any other website or application you have used within the last 5 years to create or share content, photo, video, status updates, etc.? If you have any other platform that you have used to provide photo, video, status updates, etc., other than these platforms, just click on yes and provide that platform details, social media platform and social media handle. If you have not used any other platform, just click on no, and that is okay. Here I will save this page. I will click on continue application. Click on next. Next, it is asking my passport information. Here, what type of passport that I have: regular, official, diplomatic, or other. I have a regular passport. So here I have to provide the passport number. Passport book number. In some countries they have a concept of passport book number also. So if you are from one of those countries, you can provide the passport book number. Here in India we don't have passport book number, so I will click on does not apply. Country authority that issued passport or travel document in India. Where was the passport or travel document issued? A city, state, country. Issuance date. For example, I take 1st January 2020. Expiration date. I will just take 31st December 2029. If your passport do not have any expiration date, you can select on no expiration. Have you ever lost a passport or had one stolen? If no, then it's okay. If you have ever lost a passport or had one stolen, then you have to click on yes. You have to provide a passport number. You have to provide country authority that issued passport and explain the circumstances or the scenario in which you have lost a passport or one had been stolen from you. I will select on no and will save this page. I will continue the application. Now we have filled all the information of passport that is required. So we will move to the next. Next is US contact information. So, okay. Here we have to provide the information of US point of contact, to whom you are going to US, your university. So there is a person in university, that is the international students contact person. You have to provide his details. If you are going on a visitor visa, B1, B2 visa, then you have to provide the name and details and address and phone number and email ID of the person to whom you are going to meet, like your family, friend, relative, spouse, or somebody else. If you are going for a work, then you have to provide the company information, your employer information. So let's see. So here you have to provide the person's detail. I am just randomly write it, and this is this person, just for the person. If I'm going on a visitor visa or so, or if there's an organization like for a school, then you have to provide the school name also here. If you don't have any organization, then just click here do not know, and your relationship, it's relative, spouse, friend, business associate, employer, school official, other. If you are going for a school purpose like the studies, you are an international student, then you will select school official. You have to provide here the address of the school to which you are going, the phone number and the email address. Similarly, if you are going to a relative or spouse or a friend, then you have to click relative or spouse or friend, and still you have to provide the US address, zip code, phone number and the email ID. If you are going for the employment purpose, then you have to provide the address, US address, phone and email. Obviously in these details you have to provide the organization name also. In school and the employment purpose or business purpose, you have to provide the organization name also, right? So I will just fill it quickly for you to understand. Employer, I will just write here relative. as we are filling it for tourism, the visitor visa purpose. It's just simple. I have written here. I will just save this page so the information is not lost. I will continue the application. Now click on next, family information. You have to, on this page you have to provide all the information related to your family. So first is your father's information, after that is your mother's information, right? So father's, I will just fill it, and just fill. Is your father in the US? If it is no, click on no. If it is US, click on yes. After, once you click on yes, it will ask what is your father's status. Status here is he a US citizen, is he a US legal permanent resident, is he a non-immigrant, or others, I don't know. So you can select either of them, whichever is your father's legal resident status in the US. Like if you click on US citizen, it's fine. If you click on non-immigrant, then also it's fine. So here I will say no. Similarly for your mother, full name and date of birth, but I will still select the same, and for mother I will select the date of birth as name. Same question for mother also. Is your mother in the US? If no, no. If yes, then you have to provide the legal status of your mother in US. Do you have any immediate relative, not including parents, in the United States? This means your fiancé, spouse, child, son or daughter, or sibling, brother or sister. If you have someone in US, click on yes. And similarly, you have, if you have any relative in US, you have to provide their details like the surname, given name, what is their relationship to you, what is their legal status in the US. For this form purpose, I will just select no. If I go down, we have one more question. Do you have any other relative in the United States? Other than this, do you have anybody else who is your relative in the United States? If you have someone, then still the same questions. They don't ask any further questions. So you can select no or yes as per your relative who are in US. Just click on save. Continue application. Next, we will go on the section where it asks all the information related to your current work, previous work, and your education. So let's see what it asks. Okay, it's still on the family information, spouse. Here you have to provide the spouse details, her name, given name, surname, date of birth, and spouse country, region of origin. If she is Indian, you can select India. If she is from some other country, you can select that particular country. Spouse place of birth, you have to select that country, place of birth of country. Spouse address, if it is the same as your home address, same as your mailing address, same as US contact address, do not know other specified address. If you will select other specified address, it will ask you to provide the address. If you select same as home address or mailing address, because you have already provided that, so it will not ask any further question. We have to save this page. Now we will continue the application. Next, work, education and training. What is your primary occupation? Here you can say business, whatever is your education, primary occupation, education, computer science, communication, government, engineering, military, employed, not employed, or your religious vocation, physical science, retired, social science, student, or others. Like if you are going for international student, you are an international student, you have to select student. If you are going for work, you have to select accordingly what work you do. If you are going on visitor visa also, you have to select what you do. I will just select here computer science because it asks the other question which are related to this. Here you have to provide your present employers or school name. If you are student, still you have to provide the school name. If you are employed, then also you have to provide the employment name. I will just select here. I am just filling randomly so you can understand what we have to fill. Country or region, I will select India. Start date maybe just say 2nd January 2020. Okay. Monthly income. Briefly describe your duties. What is your current duties? If you are a student, you can still fill all these details. You will not be having a monthly income in local currency, so you can apply, does not apply. So now save this page. Continue the application. Next. Were you previously employed? The previous employment that we have filled is for the current employment, that is the currently what you are doing, right? If let's suppose you have 4 to 5 or any number of employers, so this is your current employment. Before that also you are employed. So you, what you have to do, were you previously employed? If you are not employed, this is your only job that you have done, you select no. If you have done other jobs also or businesses also, then select yes. Here you have to provide the employer's name, previous employer's name, address, country, phone number. What was your job title? What was your supervisor's surname? What was your supervisor given name? When you have started your employment, when you have finished your employment, what were your, briefly describe your duties. Take for example, you have 5 employments in total. The latest one you have given on the last page, this is the second last one, but you have 3 more. So what you will do, you will add another and fill the same details for each of the employment that you have done. Fine. This form purpose, I am just selecting no because I don't want to fill all these details. So here it is no. Now I don't have to answer any further question for this thing, but if you have previous employment, just click yes and answer it. All the questions, all the things that are asked, answer all the things to the best of your knowledge. Have you attended any education institution at a secondary level or above? If you have done education, if you have not done education, select on no. If you have done any education above secondary level, then please select yes and provide name of the institution, street address, country, course of study. You have done a masters, you have done bachelor's, you have done PhD or any other thing. Date of attendance from, date of attendance to. If you have more than one degrees, just like you have a bachelor degree, you have a master's degree, or you have double bachelor's or double master's, how many degrees you have, just keep on add another and filling all the information of all the degrees that you have. So for this one purpose, I will just click on no. I will save this page. Continue application. Next, it is going to ask you additional information about your work or education or other things. There are a few questions. Do you belong to a clan or a tribe? If you belong, click on yes. Answer which clan or tribe you belong to. If you don't belong, just answer no. Provide a list of languages you speak. You have to provide that. English, Hindi, any other language, regional languages, or whatever language, just click on add another and provide that language. Keep on adding and providing the languages that you know to speak. Have you traveled to any country region within the last 5 years? If you haven't traveled in last 5 years anywhere out of your country, just click on no. If you have traveled to any country or region in last 5 years, click on yes and just mention them. Where have you traveled? If you have traveled to more than one country, same process, add another and keep on adding the details. Have you belonged to, contributed to, or worked for any professional, social, or charitable organization? If yes or no, depends on you what you have done. Do you have any specialized skills or training such as firearm, explosive, nuclear, biological, or chemical experience? Yes or no, depends on you. Have you ever served in the military? Yes or no, depends on you. Have you ever served in, been a member of, or been involved with a paramilitary unit, vigilant unit, rebel group, guerrilla group, or insurgent organization? Yes or no? Depends on you. Just save the page and see. Continue application. Next, security and background. Here it is going to ask these 5 sections are there. It is going to ask so many security questions and background information. You have to go through each and every one and answer them. I'm not going to read each one of them. You just have a look at it, and when you are filling the form, you can read each and every question nicely and answer them accordingly. I will just simply click on no, no, no. Kindly save after every page that you fill or select. Kindly save it. I am just clicking on no because I have filled the form before. I know what they are asking. But you read it nicely, read it number of times before answering it, and answer as per your situation or what you have done accordingly. Security and background part 5 also. I will select on no, no, no. I will save this. Now the thing is, we have filled DS-160 form completely. We have filled all the sections from top to bottom, and we have come on the last part of the form, that is to review the all the information that we have filled in the form, and after that to submit the form. So let's see. Okay, here it says this is the review page. Personal address, phone, these all sections are there. We have to review what the information we have filled. Photo is not taken while you are filling DS-160 form. Photo is also not required. In most of the countries, photo is taken a day before or on the same day at the biometric center of US Embassy. When you are filling and appointing the like you are booking an appointment for the US visa interview, you will also have to book an appointment for the biometrics. This is what happens in India, so I'm telling you as per the scenario in India. Other country may have a different process, so you can find it out accordingly in your country. So in India there are two appointments. One is biometric and another one is interview. So when you are going for a biometric, they are taking your photo and the fingerprint. So you will the photo is not required to be provided at this stage while filling the DS-160 form. You can review all the information that you have provided while filling DS-160 form and click on next. As I have already filled and I have randomly filled, so this is obviously not my actual information, so I will just keep on clicking next. But when you are filling DS-160 form, go through all the information nicely, because once submitted it becomes very difficult to change the information, because this forms once submitted go to the US embassy, so they have all your details. When you attend for the interview, they have all the information that you have provided in DS-160 form. Next is location. Review process is done. So now they are saying your current location is New Delhi. As I have selected New Delhi embassy, that's why this location comes as New Delhi. So what I will do, I will save it. Continue application. Next, sign and submit. So this is basically the terms and conditions. Read the following information carefully before dating, electronically signing and submitting the application. You can fill these details, like you can read these details, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, if you have to submit the DS-160 form, you have to submit it. So the question they are asking is, did anyone assist you in filling out this application? If you have done it yourself, then it is no. If someone has assisted you, or some organization you have taken, some consultants help you have taken, then you have to provide the person's name, organization address, and what is the relationship to that person or organization to you. You have to provide that. In my case, I'm just clicking on no because I have done it all by myself. Here you have to provide your passport number, and here you have to provide this captcha as shown in blue. Once you do all this, you have to sign and submit the application. This is done. Your DS-160 form is done here. So that is all in this video that I have for DS-160 form filling, and see you next time in another video with more informative information. Thank you.